guys, it's Arlette from Chasing Joy. So today is cycle day 2 for me. I believe this is cycle number 16. I am about to go into the fertility clinic. I was just actually waving at my doctor in the parking lot. She probably thinks I'm like Skyping with someone or something. Anyway, I'm about to head in for day 3 test, which is going to be some blood work and ultrasound to get some new, I guess, updated hormone numbers and things on me. And the doctor says she can plug those in and give me some specific, I guess, probability regarding IVF. So I'm about to head in. So see you guys in a few seconds for you to tell you. I should be able to at least tell you with the ultrasound how many, I think they're called endometrial follicles, but the really early follicles that turn into eggs. Should be able to tell you guys at least how many of those there are, and then there'll be a call later on in the day about the blood work. So guys, keep watching. I'm back. The ultrasound is over. Blood work drawn. You can see they got me on both sides. I don't know. The results weren't as good as I was expecting. They only found 4 endometrial follicles on the right and 3 on the left, and that's like significantly less than when I initially like when I've done this testing in the past. I think the first time I did it I had like 10 on the right and like 12 on the left, so these numbers were really low. The doctor said they were lower than she was expecting as well, and she right now is attributing it to stress. You know, I've been through a lot with losing my mom in the last few months, so she said that really could be it. Then she sent me back to get more blood work, which is why I got hit on both sides, to test my male hormones, testosterone, and to also test my DHEA. So it was funny, a couple days ago someone left a comment on one of my previous videos asking if I do any supplements. And pretty much I do the prenatal vitamin, I do vitamin D, and I do CoQ10. And I had asked the doctor a while ago about the CoQ10 and the DHEA because I had read up on it. And at the time, because you know my endometrial follicle counts had been pretty high, she felt like I should not take the DHEA because for some people it can create other problems if they don't have a low, I guess, a low count. So she said for me not to take it, but now after this ultrasound today, she thinks that I probably should be taking it. So that was another one of the tests for the tested DHEA that I have, so they let me know. So she gave me some samples for a different prenatal vitamin. This still is like an over-the-counter one. It's not prescription or anything, but it has a CoQ10 in it. I was taking a CoQ10, but I was just taking the lowest one because I wasn't sure and I didn't want to like overdo anything. But she said I should be taking 600 milligrams. I think the one I was taking was only like 10, so she told me to take that. That can help with egg quality and I guess the number of eggs. And then I'll likely be doing the DHEA, but I'm waiting for them to call me back with the blood work. So I hope the other blood tests come out good or as good as they have in the past. I hope this is not, you know, a downward trend. I guess when I initially took these tests I was 34, about to turn 35, about a month or so before my 35th birthday, and now I'm 36, about 3 months after my 36th birthday. So I guess it's about 1.5 years. So I hope this isn't like the difference 1.5 years makes when you become over 35. I hope things aren't going downhill that quickly. So anyway, it's a little concerning, but I will let you guys know what is said after the blood test results come back. So keep watching. It is now cycle day 16, and I expected to be finishing up this video well before now. but there was problems with the blood work. I did get, they did a bunch of tests with the blood work, and I got most of them back. Some were not great, some were okay. I'll go over the details at the end of the video, but the AMH, which is one of the more important of the tests that I really want to hear the results of, and another blood test, there was something wrong with the sample. Apparently it's supposed to be frozen when it gets to the lab, and it was frozen, but it thawed in transport. I guess it has been pretty hot here in Philly, and it's just something went wrong. So I had to come in today to repeat blood work. So no results yet on these last two. So a couple more days I'll be completing the video, hopefully, and telling you guys about all the blood work in detail and the ultrasound and what the doctor has to say in terms of how it looks for the IVF and what changes I will be making in the next several weeks. So that's it for now. Keep watching. Hopefully this video won't get too long with me waiting on the blood draw. So stay tuned to find out how it all turned out. Hey guys, I am back. Finally got the results of all the blood work. And I'm pretty disappointed. I'm actually still kind of shocked. So earlier in the video, I went in to do my day 3 testing, and the first shocker was when they did the ultrasound, I didn't have very many follicles, whereas the last time I remember doing the day 3 test, I had over 10 on each side. This time I only had a total of 7 on both sides, 3 on one side and 4 on the other. So that was kind of like the first alert that something was wrong. And then the blood work started coming in, and so basically it's not good. And I'll be talking to the doctor next week. She's on vacation this week, so when she comes back next week, she's going to look at everything and we'll talk. But basically this is how things looked. So when I started this whole process over a year and a half ago, and I did my initial tests, they were all pretty good. And I'll just tell you like the main ones. So my follicle count at that time, I think I had like 12 on one side and like 13 on the other. I'm talking about the follicles in each ovary. And that was good. And then my FSH, they like it to be below 10. And at that time, it was 9.25. And my AMH was 1.87. And this was right before I turned 35. So the doctor thought that those numbers were pretty good. She wasn't concerned about anything. Then last year in July, after I had several failed IUIs, we redid the test, and we only redid the FSH, and that had crept up a little bit, but it was 9.89. It was still below 10. And I think I still had over 10 follicles on each side. So here we are a year later, and I'm now 36, and I feel like everything kind of went to hell. I shouldn't think of it negatively right now, especially since I haven't talked to the doctor yet, but that's kind of how I feel at the moment. So the good thing was my thyroid was normal. That had been an issue. If you saw some of my older videos, my thyroid was my thyroid was normal, but my FSH is now 10.7, so that's above 10. So that was the first blood work I got back that was negative. So that, compared with the low follicles, had me worried. And then all the other tests were in the normal range. My vitamin D was normal. And when the doctor saw that I didn't have very many follicles on each side, she recommended that she thought that she wanted me to start taking the DHEA, but before she could recommend it, she wanted to test it to make sure I wasn't already producing too much of that, and I wasn't. That was normal, so she gave me the go ahead to start doing that. And my testosterone was normal, everything else was normal. But then the prolactin test they did and the AMH test, something went wrong with the sample, because apparently it's supposed to be frozen when it gets to the lab, and for some reason it wasn't. I'm sorry, the AMH, it wasn't. So they wanted me to redo it. And then the prolactin, my number, they said that was a little high. They thought that could have been a false positive. I mean, or not false positive, but like a falsely inflated number, because apparently prolactin often comes back like weird or something, so they wanted me to redo it. So then I had to wait, which is why it took me so long to finish this video, to do the prolactin and the AMH again. And I just got the AMH results, and my AMH, that was 1.87 in January 2015, now in in June 2016, my AMH dropped to 0.67. So that number had me really upset. That is low ovarian reserve. That indicates I'm really running out of time to be a mom. That means I'm starting to have used up all my follicles, which is, you know, together with the FSH being high. The FSH is like how hard your body has to work to develop the follicles, and then the AMH is an indicator about how many follicles you have left. So it's like my body's starting to work too hard to make the follicles, and I don't have as many left, which is why I only had 7. So I'm pretty upset and just bummed out about the test results. I'm trying to stay positive. And have faith, like I talked about in my previous video. But it's hard hearing these numbers and knowing how much I want to be a mom and have a baby, and to feel like, oh my gosh, like this clock is really ticking, like louder and faster. Upon hearing these numbers and knowing that I still have to lose more weight, and hearing, I haven't researched other clinics specifically, but you know, from different forums and things I'm on, I've heard that other clinics have very similar BMI requirements for the egg retrieval. So feeling like I would need to lose weight wherever I go, and I want to lose the weight, but just feeling like the time constraints with like, okay, I have to lose this weight, but I feel like I'm running out of time because these test results were not good. So it's kind of a bummer, especially since I went in expecting everything to be good. I'm so shocked that things have changed so much in a year and a half. I mean, I know they say fertility starts to go down around 35, but I didn't expect it to kind of drop steeply like what I'm seeing with these results. But I'm stay prayerful, and like I said, the doctor is going to look at all these things together and hopefully it's still the plan for her to come up with the plan for me to do the IVF and tell me what my odds are. Just seeing the numbers without even talking to her makes me definitely still be leaning towards trying to the IVF financing option that'll cover multiple IVFs, because it seems like my body, it might take a little more time and effort than just one IVF. I'm not going to go into the IVF like I went into the IUI experience expecting it to work on the first time, though I'm praying that it is, and that would be so awesome. Anyway, there you have it. Sorry the video was so long and drawn out with like multiple clips, but you can imagine how it's been for me getting these different test results, like kind of trickling in with them calling me as they come in, and I'm still waiting to get the doctor's overall impression. I'm hoping that the doctor is at least, I don't want her to be like falsely optimistic or unrealistic, but I hope she's at least hopeful, because I have to have hope and faith moving forward, and I really want my doctor to be hopeful as well, that there's still time and that this can still work. So anyway, there you have it. Hopefully you guys watched to the end of the video. If you did, thank you. If you liked the video, thumbs up. If you want to continue to follow my journey, subscribe, share, all that, and feel free to visit my blog and look at old videos and stuff too if you're new. And please, please, please pray for me. This just feels like a really rough year so far with my miscarriage, losing my mom, and these numbers are going down. I really feel like it's my turn to get some good news soon. So please pray for me in this process, that I can be a mom and that everything can work out. And I'm doing the same for all you guys who I know are also trying to have a baby, whether that's doing the single mother by choice thing or with your spouse or partner or whatever. So please keep praying for me and sending me baby dust, and I wish the same for all you guys. And thanks for all your support, and thanks for watching. Bye.